What is up, guys? It's T. Kyle here, and I am back with my weekend chats. Happy Friday, happy Labor Day weekend, long weekend. Hopefully you have off this Monday or even today. How are you doing? I'm back. I am returning from a 2-week little hiatus, if you will, and I have been living. I have been thriving. I have just been living my life, doing random shit and traveling, and I feel fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, I feel great. And as I turned on my camera, I was like, I kind of think like you can see it in my face a little bit. I was like, oh, who is she? She looks 5 years younger today. My skin, I mean, I'm probably gonna pull this into my camera and like have a different feeling about it, but I was like, oh, she looks like she's glowing a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Do you agree? I'm just saying things I'm noticing, but I just feel so much better. And I will say on here, because I want to remember myself, and by saying it out loud, it helps me remember it. But it's crazy how much stress affects your body and your life and your sleep and everything. And when that is removed from the equation, how quickly your body just rebounds back into a sense of normalcy, if you will. And I think it's just something that a lot of people overlook. I know I overlook it, and I never manage my stress well. And you're on this cycle and this loop and this routine. I call it the hamster wheel of life. And if you don't take a break and hit the brakes a little bit, it can be really detrimental to your health. So that's where we're gonna start today. I have so much to catch you guys up on. If you've been following me on Instagram, t.kyle, you've probably seen most of my adventures over the past 2 weeks, but there's a lot of things I didn't share and didn't post on there. But yeah, we're just gonna go do a little rundown, and I will keep doing what I've been doing in the description box below and also in the comment sections, where if there's certain things that you don't want to hear about or you just want to skip to a certain part of the video, I will put timestamps, and you can just click right on the timestamp and it will take you right to that part of the video. So if you don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble for 40 minutes, you don't have to. And that will be below in the description and comments. What a day. It's cloudy. I love it. I am so glad that the sun is not out because I fucking hate the sun. And yeah, I'm just sitting here, and I've got, as always, well, not as always, but as 99.9% of the time, I have my Dunkin' Donuts large iced coffee, 1 pump of blueberry, 2 sweet and low, not sponsored, and almond milk, not sponsored. And they've got this new sip, peel, and win. So let's see if I won. 25% off Fanatics. What the hell's that? Not sponsored. What's Fanatics? Let me look it up quick. Fanatics.com. Is this like for fans? Fanatics. Sports apparel. No, thank you. You guys, I'm so relaxed and just so whatever that my neighbor below me, she must have off for Labor Day weekend because she's blaring her TV, and it's not even annoying. It's not annoying the shit out of me. So that's new. That's something to make note of. Okay. So, also before I jump into all the stories this week, what am I shaking my tits to this week? Okay, so I have been listening to the new Years and Years album. It's not like super new. It came out, like, when did this come out? Like in July-ish, like in the summer. But for some reason, this past week, I have had the song Rendezvous by Years and Years stuck in my head. So that's what I've been shaking my tits to. Also, Palo Santo. So those 2 songs from Years and Years, I've been shaking my tits to those. I'm gonna give you guys so many updates. I have done so much in the past 3 weeks, and including 3 bucket list items checked off, which is pretty cool. I'm like, I just think it's like fun to have bucket list items, and I don't have like an actual physical list, but there are things that I have noted in my head, like I want to do this before I die. I want to travel here. I want to try this. I want to do this. And I checked off 3 of them in the past 2 weeks. So I have a list today because there's just a lot to go through. So I've had 3 weeks off, a couple more days. And that first week I felt like was just going through the repercussions of burnout. And one of you commented on here, you're like, this sounds like you're burned out. And that's exactly what it was. And I realized that burnout has physical effects. You don't want to get out of bed. You're tired. You're sleepy. You're aggravated. You're irritated. And it's just hard to be creative. And on top of all that, so there's like the symptoms of burnout. And then you like beat yourself up for feeling that way. You're like, oh my God, how did I get to this point? How do I get out of it? And then like you beat yourself up for beating yourself up for being burnt out. And it's this cycle. And so that first week, I definitely felt like I was just unwinding a little bit. Like it was I have time. I have all this stuff and all these loose ends to finish up. And that was my first week. And I think I even talked about it on here where I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm bored, but then I have like so much to do. And so it was just like unwinding. And then I went on my trip to Maine, and that's where everything kind of took an upswing for the better. Being in nature, traveling, being with friends, good food. I treated myself. So I went to Maine, and I've never been to Maine, and it's one of my bucket list items was to visit Portland because I heard it's a very small, cute town. There are some kind of industries there. I know that one of my friends moved there to be a graphic designer, but I've also just heard that it's calmer and quieter and good for people who are creatives because it's not there's not as much stimulation as being here in Manhattan in New York, where it's just chaos everywhere all the time, and noise and light and sound and just madness constantly. So I went to Portland first, and I stayed there for a day and a night, and I got myself a pretty gorgeous hotel. It was a little pricey, but I have no more trips planned for the year. I'm kind of saving money. So this was like my 1 week where I was like, this is the week that we're gonna travel and we're gonna treat ourselves and whatever. So stayed at this really nice hotel, was there with 2 of my friends, and then we went out, we got food, the food was amazing, and then we traveled down to Ogunquit, Maine, which is this really small, really quiet beach town. And I was there for a bachelor party, and we were all in a house. There was 20 of us, and it was really, really, really chill and really fun, and everyone got along. It was kind of like, not that it was like a non-event, but it was just very mellow, and like everyone just had a good time. Like the scenery was beautiful. We went on all these hikes. We hiked along the waterfront, and it looked like Big Little Lies. I posted a lot of those pictures on my Instagram story, and it's still there if you go to my page. And so it just kind of felt like a nice, chill, relaxing beach weekend where you could just hang out, chat, catch up, talk about things, and just see like really pretty scenery. And it was definitely a little different from everything I've been used to. I mean, obviously very different than Manhattan, very different from LA. At one point we got stuck 40 minutes waiting for a car to come get us from this place that we had traveled to, because there's just like not Uber out there, and there's not like taxis and cars and traveling. And so it was kind of funny in a way. Like I didn't mind that we like wound up waiting. It was kind of cool to like be able to, because I was with new people. I mean, I only knew a handful of the people there. So it was kind of cool to like have downtime to just chat and get to know new people and not feel stressed or in a rush or whatever. So we were in the house for 2 nights, 3 days. We went to dinner at this beautiful waterfront food place, and it was just overlooking the beach and the ocean, and it was stunning. We had like a beautiful sunset, and we went out to this gay bar, which, shocking, there were gays out there. It was really fun. It was a really cool bar. It had this like really huge outdoor space, 2 dance floors, and then a bar area and like a little upstairs patio. And it was just spacious. Like, that's what I loved about everything in Maine. It was like, you could move and you could breathe and you could dance and not hit anybody and not have people sweating all over you and breathing down your neck. And it was just so calm and so relaxing. And that pretty much sums up, you know, I got high for the first time ever. Bucket list item number 2 was to get high at some point in my life. I'd been wanting to try it, and I was anxious about trying, you know, getting high. And so I felt like, because I was in a house and I was surrounded by people, it felt like a safe space. So not only did I get high once, I got high twice. Twice, 2 edibles. Actually, no, it was like, 2 edibles. One night and then the next night. And I don't know, I feel weird like talking about it on here because I feel like I have an issue when people like glorify getting high as like this thing, because you guys know I very rarely get social justice warrior preachy, but there is a problem in our country where, like, in certain states, marijuana is criminalized and they target, like, Black Americans in different states are, like, targeted at a much higher rate. And it should be, like, I just want them to legalize it nationally and decriminalize it. So I don't know, I'm not trying to be, like, glorifying, like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? But in some states, it is legal, and where my friends purchased the edibles, it was a legal purchase. So I don't know. Eventually, I think New York will legalize it and decriminalize it, thankfully. It's something they're working on now. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be, like, this privileged white bitch that's like, oh, I got high. You know what I'm saying? You guys get me. You guys understand what I'm saying. But anyway, it was also just really like a non-event. Like, I just didn't, and I don't say that it was like a non-event in like the sense that it was boring, but I just felt like an elated feeling of chill. Like, I just was chill the whole time and calm, and I just felt like everything felt just a little elevated. Like, the couch felt a little extra comfortable, and my pajamas just felt perfect, and it was like a nice, fun time. We were sitting watching TV, and the show was just like funny, and then I went to sleep like that. Like, I literally laid down and out. And then the second night, I just saw like a lot of colors. Like, I went to lay down, went to bed, and as I closed my eyes, like, it was just this like beautiful colors. It was like almost like colors melting into an ocean, and they were all swirling, and like then they crystallized, and it was just this really pretty scene. And then I passed out for like 9 hours, and it was fantastic, because normally I can't sleep in a place where I don't know the people around me, I don't know my surroundings, but like, I passed out and I was good. Another sign that I was not stressed. So then the Bachelor weekend ends. I go back to Portland with my friend John. We stayed another night and another day, and it was just really, like, we went to all these different places, tried all these different local beers, and the food was just phenomenal. I ate my body weight like 4 times over. The food was just so good, and I don't know, it was interesting, like, well, there's two things I really enjoyed about this time was one, like here in New York, everyone's always so busy and always like in a rush. And so it was nice to have so much downtime to actually get to sit with a friend and catch up and chat about stuff and chat about world news and events. And it felt really cathartic because you guys know on here I've talked about how I've been so interested in current U.S. events and not necessarily politics, but like the stuff around the politics, like the crimes and the social media and the Russian interference and like all that stuff. I've been very, like, I don't talk about it as much on here, but like I am so invested. Like I would say out of all the things like on TV, in the news, like blah, 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 that is my number one. And then like Overwatch, Xbox is number two. I am constantly reading, constantly researching, constantly teaching myself like new legal terms, and I'm just completely enveloped in the whole thing. And I don't talk with anyone about it because it's just you like bring it up to some people and they get very, testy, or they think that it's like they just want to talk about like Trump, and I'm like, no, it's so much bigger than just this one fucking idiot who's at the center of all of it. But like there's so much more to it than just the one person. And so it was cool to be able to sit with my friend who's also very smart, very educated about this whole thing, and just talk about all of it, and just how social media has changed and been weaponized, and the influence of that on civility and the news and media and entertainment. I mean, hello, like just look at how entertainment has changed in the past 2 years. And so it was just cool to be able to just sit in a place that was quiet and chill, good food, good beer, and talk and catch up. And I would recommend Portland to anyone who's looking for like a cute, it reminds me of like Cape May, New Jersey, like that nauticalness, mixed with a little bit of San Francisco, minus the, not as crowded as San Francisco, but kind of like the same artsy, local, supporting local business type of city-ish vibe there. And what else did it remind me of? Yeah, like it was interesting how quiet and how old the town feels, because everything's like old tavern and it's cobblestone streets and stuff, but they're very progressive. Like they're very much into local farmers and local businesses and recycling and conservation, and a lot of the, signage and just different things in like even one of the bathrooms was like all the urinals were like these super advanced water conserving urinals, and I was like, oh, that's like really interesting. Like I've never seen that in this city. Like this is so much more forward thinking than places in New York. Like just a lot of that whole type of thing, like that you could tell they cared about the environment, they cared about the water, they cared about the local people that live there and work there. So I thought that was really cool. What else happened in Portland? There's just not a lot of gays. That's only like Portland. There was like no gays. I was like, what kind of a vacation is this? It was fine. I'm kidding, but like there wasn't like a gay. There was one gay bar, but it was like interesting to say the least. So that was like the only downside, is like if you're looking for like a gay getaway, Portland's not it. But like a couple, if you wanted to go and have a nice, quiet, calm weekend with good food, Portland's perfect. It's easy to get to. The airport is like just a 15-minute drive. You get an Uber, you're in Portland, done. The city's walkable. It's cute. Anyway, did I cover all of that from that one part without looking at my notes? Yeah, I did. That pretty much sums up Portland, and that was my like second week of my vacation, and I just like I felt really re-energized when I got back, and being in nature, the sun, around water, just really was helpful. And I feel like I've forgotten that, and I've been really trying to save money this year for certain things, and I just have forgotten about how important it is to travel and to, see new things and get out in nature. Like, we have the park here, but the park here is man-made. It's not like, I don't know, it doesn't have the same energy. Like, do you guys, this is me being like, what's that one religion? It's like, maybe, I think it's pagan, might be, where they're like very much, they believe in like the earth and like the sun and the moon and like whatever, whatever. But I do feel there's like an energy in the earth and an energy in like water and land and trees. Like, there's, that is earth, and it has energy, and it's important to like connect with that. And we don't have that here. It's all man-made parks and man-made everything. So like, to get to a place where it was like surrounded by water, island, rocks, trees, like, it just was energizing. It was just very energizing. And yeah, that's that. Now what? After that, I got, which feels like it was just yesterday, although, what's today, Friday? Oh, I got back on Monday night. That's why it feels like it was so soon. So I got back, and I immediately was like, had a couple more things that I wanted to get done this week, and I got back, and then I spontaneously bought myself a ticket to the US Open. This is bucket list item number 3. I have always, you guys know I love Serena Williams. I've been watching her since I was a kid. I never miss, well, I have missed a couple matches, but I very much try and watch every single match, including the ones that air at like 4, 5, 6 a.m. our time when they play like the French Open or the Australian Open. I try and watch all of it. And here in New York, it's the US Open, and I haven't been in 12 years. I last went in 2006, and I could never really find anyone to ever go with me. And also, like, the schedules are weird, and sometimes you don't know who's playing, and I honestly don't care about anyone else except Venus and Serena. So I'm not the kind of person that will just like go and watch tennis. I'm like, no, I only want to watch Serena and Venus play. So Serena was playing the night session, and I was just like, you know what? I'm getting myself a ticket, and I'm going to get on the subway, and I'm going to go out to the US Open and just have a night by myself. And it was like, it was just so fun. And not that like I don't want to ever hang out with people, because that would have been fun too. But sometimes it's just nice to just take yourself out. Like, I know people who do it with the movies all the time. They go to movies by themselves. And this was just so, I don't know, it just felt freeing. I felt like a stranger in like the city, and I was like, went out, and it was just electric. Hot as hell though. It was like 100 degrees. I was sweating to death, but I got to see the legend in person, and I just got a pretzel and a beer, and I sat there, and I like made friends with these 2 little cute old ladies that were sitting next to me. I took their pictures for them, and it was just a nice night out with myself. And that happened. Then I also jumped back into my gym routine, which I set an alert for myself to start going back to the gym. And I set it the first week of my vacation. So the first week of my vacation, I talked to you guys about how I was like all over the place. And instead of just sitting and being all over the place, I just started writing things down, and I found that was really helpful. Like, writing out my frustrations, writing out things that were going on, problems that I wanted to fix, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I set a new goal to start going back to the gym and just do 3 times a week. Every week, 3 times a week. The days don't have to be the same. It can be different days, but 3 out of the 7 days in a week, hit the gym for 30 minutes and do interval inclines, break a sweat, get, just sweaty, get it out, stress relief it out. And I came back and I did Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. I did a 30-minute, actually no, I did 40 minutes all the days. And it's a 15-minute walk to the gym and a 15-minute walk home. So that's 30 minutes, so it's over an hour each time. And then when I got to the gym, I just did like really high incline power intervals and broke a sweat, like just completely drenched. And it felt great. Like I felt, the first day I was out of breath. I was like, the wind was knocked out of me. But then by the third day, I felt a little bit better. So I'm going to keep doing that. And it's more so to break a sweat, to get the endorphins going, get the blood moving, and also to just kind of help with my leg strength. Because I do walk a lot, but I feel like my legs have gotten like weaker a little bit. Like they used to be more toned. And so by doing the inclines, I feel like it's gonna help my glutes and my calves and my thighs just kind of get a little bit stronger. And, you know, that's just, I want to feel strong and quick and fast. And so that's why I'm doing that. So I did that. And then last night I went out for my friend's golden birthday, turning 30 on the 30th. It was a show. I was part of the show. It was also kind of like a thing that I did to challenge my stage fright and my fears of like being in public. And so I did that. I kind of flopped, honestly. Like I don't know. I was on stage with a bunch of comedians, and I'm not a comedian. I'm not like I don't know. I can be funny, but I'm not like, there's like a method that comedians have where they like set themselves up to make a joke and they make, you know what I'm saying? Where I was just sitting there like, yeah, like, you know, so I kind of flopped, but like, who cares? And now it's Friday, and tonight I'm watching Serena play Venus again. I was gonna get tickets, but I get very upset when the two of them play each other because one has to win and one has to lose, and I don't like rooting for one to beat the other one because I like them both, and so I get very upset when they play each other, but I have to watch every second of it because I don't want to miss it. So I was gonna go, but the tickets are very expensive tonight. Obviously, like two fucking legends playing in Arthur Ashe. So I'm just gonna stay home and watch it from home, and then I might be meeting up with a friend this weekend. I have a Labor Day thing I'm going to on Monday, and then I am back to work and back into the fall. And that is my update. I feel like I'm out of breath now. That was so much. What time am I at? Oh my God, 30 minutes. Jeez. I covered everything though on my list. Makeup drama is dying down. Have you guys been keeping up with all that? Oh, I might have been on vacation, but trust me, the second I got back to my hotel in Portland, I was like, youtube.com, Rich Lux, what is the tea, Miss Honey? And he did his videos with LaChachis. Oh, my favorite. So I'm still caught up on all that drama. Didn't miss a beat while I was on vacation. Pun intended. See what I did there? Didn't miss a beat, you know. I'm a comedian. So that is really all. I feel like that was a breathy, long life update, but I just wanted to check back in with you guys, and a lot of people did tweet like, oh my God, talk about this on your weekend chat. Talk about this on your weekend chat. So I talked about it on my weekend chat. So moving forward, I'm gonna keep doing the weekend chats. I have a fall project that's coming out very soon, and I'm like, not low-key, well, am I panicking a little bit? I'm panicking a little bit, just like a little tee, like I'm starting to be like, ooh, it's almost September as of like tomorrow, which gives me well, I don't want to say how many weeks because then that might give away a hint as to what it is, but let's just say it's an under 2 month warning of like when I need to, I have a lot to do. So that is going to be going off on the side. Gym, this, weekend chats, that's going to be my fall. I am, you know, there was a tweet that I read that I want to share with you guys that I'm kind of like holding on to as like a inspiration, if you will, because you guys know on here I've been like I get ideas for things all the time, and then I like think that I can finish it or think I can do it, but then it's like I just put too much on my own plate and then I can't deliver. And so instead of doing that, I'm just gonna, where's this tweet? So there was a tweet that I saw over my break, and I was like, this is brilliant, and so I'm gonna share it with you guys here. Unless you follow me on Twitter, I retweeted it. But it said, pro tip, save all your ideas, all of your trash poems, halfway done art pieces, rhymes, forgotten essays, shitty photographs, ... One idea can tie the thread to a new idea you're currently developing or can serve as a springboard for something else you may be working on. And I read that and I was like, oh, okay, bitch, work. Like, it's basically saying that, like, as time progresses, you can come up with an idea and you don't necessarily have to, like, execute it right then and there, or you have to do it right now. Just save all of your ideas, save everything. You never know when that idea could turn into something new or could become a new project or a different version. Or, like, I have basically I have like a company that is completely in my back pocket right now. And instead of forcing myself to launch it right now, because I don't need to launch it right now, it was gonna be before I got my job at Watch What Happens Live. Sorry, there's like something in my eye. Oh my God, what the hell? Before I got my job at Watch What Happens Live, I had this in my back pocket and was gonna be my, like, this is what my employment's gonna be. Like, I'm making my own company. And so I literally have like a company that is in my back pocket that one day will probably come to light and will be my employer that I'm gonna make myself. So I don't know, I just thought that was like a cool thing to share and like just really good advice. And so I'm just gonna keep doing that, taking notes, writing things down on cards, coming up with ideas, all the ideas that I've shared on here that maybe I haven't gotten to yet. You know, save it for a rainy day, save it for a new day, you never know. So that is pretty much all for this week, these 2 weeks. What else do I want to share before I sign out? Oh, Ashley Simpson's gonna be on Watch What Happens Live on Tuesday. Mark your calendars. I'm shaking. One of my first Twitter handle, if any of you have followed me for a very, very, very long time and know what my old Twitter handle used to be, it was an Ashley Simpson lyric. I'm gonna wait and see in the comments below if anyone knows it. It was also my Tumblr name before I switched it over to T. Kyle. If someone writes that, if someone watching this video knows exactly what I'm talking about and writes it in the comments, I will be shook, because that was so long ago. And that was when I like didn't want to show my face on the internet, and I didn't want to be like a person, and I was like hiding behind an avatar because I was too insecure to be like on the internet. But it was an Ashley Simpson lyric, and she is my queen. I've been to every single concert. I have all the music. Ugh, I'm so excited. Legend. And that's really it for this week. Thank you for listening to me ramble for over 30 minutes. My hair is like huge today too. I'm growing it out. I'm doing a fade, and then I'm doing like a big poof, and then maybe in the fall I might do like, I don't know, I might do like a swoop. I saw this person at the US Open, and they had a really cool, like, it was like this kind of like, can I do it now? Let's see. No, it needs to be longer so that it weighs down. Oh, that's not cute. Anyway, that's all for this week. Thank you guys for watching and for keeping up with me. And I will see you guys next week. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Take some time to relax and chill and catch up on all the makeup MUA drama. And I will see you guys next Friday with a new video. Bye, guys. It's Britney, bitch. Shake your tits. Dunkin' Donuts.